All right, good morning. Welcome to week 2 press conference. Head coach Charles Kelly of Jacksonville State joining us. Coach, now that you've had a chance to kind of go through the game film, digest a little bit, give us an idea on your breakdown of UCF. What were some of the good that you guys were able to take away as a group?
Well, first of all, I'm extremely proud of our guys with the intensity of how they played. They played very hard. They played very physical. Um, I think they prepared well. I think they were prepared. I was really proud of the way they worked in practice. I was proud of the way they handled themselves on the trip. They We had no issues. I mean, it was a business trip, and we came up short because our goal was to go down there and win the game. That's what we expected to do. But what we, have tried to do this week is not focus on outcomes, focus on what we've got to do to improve to get better as a football team. And that's going to make us better as we go throughout the season. That's been our main focus.
You got your conference opener in week 2 against Liberty. Give us an idea on what you've seen out of them so far.
Well, first of all, I think Jamie Chadwell's done an incredible job at Liberty. I think most everybody has pretty much put them, as the number one team in the conference. They have really good players. They've got an experienced quarterback who a lot of the guys that were here last year played against. He was at Coastal Carolina, so the guy has shown that he can win. They have good running backs. They have good receivers. They have good offensive line. Their offense is very challenging. They're a spread option team. All right, but they have the ability to throw the ball downfield, so that'll be a challenge. On defense, they got really good players up front. They've got a front that can. They're not quite as big as what we played this past week, but they're very athletic. They can move. They got good guys at the second level, at linebackers in the secondary. Um, you know, um, they're a very well coached team. And then on special teams, they got Julian Gray. He's a running back, but he's also a dynamic return guy. It's going to be a big challenge for us, to be able to control the vertical field position with that. So it's a challenge for us. But what we and the players will tell you, we don't focus on so much. It will never be about the other team. It will always be about what we do, and that's what we've got to work on, is correcting the things. There's going to be 4 or 5 plays in the game that affect the outcome of the game. You never know when those plays are going to come. I'm going to say that over and over every week because that's how football is, and I think our guys understand that, and we've got to make sure that we're sound on those plays.
We'll open it up to questions. We'll start with Joe.
Yep, Joe.
What were the things you saw at Central Florida that need improvement?
I think the biggest thing, our goals in the game, I talked about it last week. I felt like one of our goals was control the line of scrimmage. I think on both sides of the ball, we might not have won the line of scrimmage, but we controlled the line of scrimmage. We ran the football effectively. We gave up a couple of pressures, sacked, but I felt like our defensive front, matched up with their guys. I thought we did a good job of protecting the football for most of the game, except on the last drive, except for the block kick. The block kick right before half, that's still a ball on the ground. I think the biggest key in that game, and to me, was the explosive plays. We were -3 on the explosive plays. We gave up 3 plays. There were 3 plays in the game that resulted in 120 yards. There was a 100-yard difference in yardage on both sides, and it was those 3 plays. And both of them, 2 of them, it was just basically eye discipline. One time we had the guy sacked. We got our eyes off the running back. They dumped it down there, made a big, long run. Now, we held them at that point. But what happens in a game is it changes field position. Now we do hold them, but now our offense is backed up. But I think probably the explosive plays, it was the difference in the game. And we've got to do a better job of eliminating that on defense. And we got to do a better job of creating more of those, on offense.
You talked about how the defense kind of got off to a good start. Just how important is that for this group, especially when you have a team like Liberty coming in and maybe also coming off during a year where they struggled a lot in their first 4-ish games of the season? Just how important was it to have a good, solid defensive performance?
Well, I think what we've got to do is, I felt like our guys got more confident as the game went along last week. And make no mistake, and I'll go to battle with these guys. I'll take them anywhere. But I do think when you're playing the first game, we had a lot of players play for the first time. I mean, there were a lot of guys out there that had never played a lot of college football. So it's just human nature. Okay, I get a couple stops, and then, you just play with a little bit more confidence. But you gotta, again, you've got to keep your composure, and you can't let these big plays happen. But I think it's good for our guys. Because our thing is we're going to prepare the way we prepared last week. We got a tough practice today, and that's how you improve.
Could you assess your quarterbacks and also how you used Caden Creel, the idea behind that, and if that's something you want to do a good bit going forward?
Yeah, well, that is part of our offense where we will use 2 quarterbacks at a time. I did think it brought a spark in the game. First games, I thought, besides a couple of pre-snap penalties, we didn't have a ton of those. But there were a couple of pre-snap penalties that we've got to fix. But I thought Gavin, he managed the game very well. We did not turn the ball over. That's what we wanted to make sure we didn't do. There were a couple of times, and listen, the quarterback either gets too much credit or too much blame based off of, there's some good and some bad. There were some plays that were to be had in the passing game, but then there were a lot of times where guys were not open, and we've got to do a better job of that too. But I thought he managed the game, really well. I thought when Caden came in there, it created a spark. And that is, people ask me about that, and they ask me about the fake punt. Listen, that's part of what we do. I mean, that's going to be part of what we are. I mean, if somebody lines up like that, if they give us an opportunity to do it, we're going to do it. I mean, that's just a play in football. It's not a trick play. It's just, okay, you line up like this, we're going to run the ball. You can't let people do that to you. Same thing on offense. If they give us a certain look, we're going to do it. And we're going to play aggressive. And, again, our goal was to, I don't want to focus on outcomes, but, our goal was to win the game. And we were playing to win the game.
How long have you had the idea to use Caden like you did?
It's something that we put in, back during fall camp. Clint and Coach Housewright have, worked, really hard at doing that. And I remember the first time our defense saw it, they were like, "Wow, this is good stuff." But again, we'll use it situationally. I don't know that now they probably have a plan for it this week, but listen, it's part of our offense, so it's something that we'll do.
Just coming out of the first game, where do you guys stand injury-wise?
I think, we didn't lose anybody, drastically, besides bangs and bruises. One thing I was impressed with, I give, Dr. Wright a lot of credit for this, is I don't think we had anybody in the game that cramped up. We didn't have any cramps, no dehydration. I mean, our sports medicine staff and our strength and conditioning have done good. Michael Petway was out, but he'll be practicing this week. We'll manage and see where he's at, but hopefully we're going to be able to get him back this week.
Cam was both leading rusher and leading receiver. How much was of the receiving was target? How much was check down?
There were a couple of true targets trying to get the ball to him, but I think anytime you got backs that can catch the ball, the quarterbacks are comfortable checking the ball down. And then you get it to these guys in space, and that's one thing we talk about, being multiple in the things that you can do at your position, whether it's at running back or whether it's at DB, whatever. Guys that can catch the ball out of the backfield. I mean, it's easy to take a 5-yard pass, now you turn it into a 90-yard pass. I mean, 68 yards they had on that one play, dumping it off to their back. Now, and that was honestly, that was just, I don't think they had planned to do that. He just got pressure to escape. We turned the guy loose. But anytime the backs can catch the ball, that makes you more effective on offense.
Coach, talk about your first home game this weekend. You've had one away game. Now you're opening up at home. It's the first time.
Well, I think more than, again, I'm going to say this week, like I said last week, and I appreciate the question, but this isn't about me. This is about these players. It will always be about our team. Now, it's special to me personally because I had so many good times here playing in this stadium. I love our fans. I thought our fans were great on the road. I mean, we could hear them. There were a lot of people that traveled for the game. I mean, this is that every game's big, but this is a big game opening up conference play. So our players are looking forward to being in front of their people, and we look forward to it being an exciting time.
Coach, share some thoughts on the two guys you brought up. What have Cam and Travis meant to you so far this year?
Well, I told, and I said this during fall camp, I don't think there's probably any more improved player on defense throughout since the day that I got here than Travis Franklin. I mean, he has done everything that we've asked him to do. I mean, he has absorbed everything that we've coached him in the secondary. If I had to just pick a guy and say, this is what we want as a defensive back, he's fast, he's physical, he's tough. I mean, he's not scared. The stage was not too big for him. I mean, he played in the game like he played in practice, and that's when you notice the stage isn't too big for guys. Cam, I told him, after the game the other night, I said, listen, I'll take you, I'll put it in your hands 12, 13 games in a row. He fights, he scratches, he's a competitor, and very talented back. And he's worked to make himself better. One of the things we talked about when he came here was we knew he could run the ball, but we want to get him in space, catching the ball, and then we want to make sure we improve his pass protection because that's going to help him develop and get to where he wants to get to. So both these guys are on our leadership council as well, voted on by the players. And, if I'm going into a fight, I want to take these two guys with me.
Could you go over what your schedule is going to be like for an 11 a.m. game? And do you like the earlier games?
Yeah, what we have a saying, Trav, just spot the ball. Just spot the ball. Doesn't matter when it is, where it is. But, yeah, I like early games. I mean, I'm an old guy. So, I mean, I played before they, really had a lot of night games. I mean, every game used to be, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. But, yeah, we've, the games we've had in the past, I enjoy the early games. What we'll do is we'll do our final prep. I say final prep. We'll do all of our walkthroughs on Friday afternoon. We'll do a team dinner here. We'll come back over, have position meetings. Then we come together and have a team meeting. Then we'll head down to Oxford. We'll stay there. I'll get them up early. We're going to create some energy that morning. We will do that. And then, we do pregame meal, and then we do a walkthrough right before we get on the bus. Same way we did when we travel. We'll do a walkthrough, get on the bus, come here. We're looking forward to being here for the Gamecock walk. I know the guys are excited about that. We changed it up a little bit so everybody gets a chance to see. This is again, these guys are a part of this university. They enjoy the support, and they're looking forward to that.
Travis, we'll give you a chance to kind of echo Coach's comments a little bit. Talk about in some of the areas that you've improved, and then just your focus through the off season, getting ready to play this season and be a big part of this defense.
This off season, I really worked on bettering my footwork, being more physical, and being inside the playbook. I also understand the game more. I also just got a cultural relationship with Coach Kelly, and he taught me everything I know today. as him coming in the spring, teaching me to be a better player through the fall, he taught me so much about being a better safety, understanding the game, understanding my leverages, understanding the technique that he has brought into me. So that has played a big part in my game, Coach Kelly.
Cam, from your standpoint, to be a new player in your first year at Jack State and to be voted on to the Leadership Council, what does that mean to you, that recognition from your teammates?
So I'll say, like growing up, I was never a really outspoken person. Like I never really led by just speaking. So coming here, I just wanted to show that I was ready to work. Like, and that was how I could like show that. That was my like way of leading, just leading by example, just going in every day, working as hard as I could, showing the guys that this is what I wanted, this is like my goal. And so I say like being a part of the leadership council really means a lot to me here.
We'll open up the questions for Cam and Travis. Joe?
Yeah, Cam, coach just talked about how when you came here, that one of the things he wanted to work on was getting you involved in the passing game. Just how did you like the mix at Central Florida? How do you like being involved in that way?
I mean, any way I can get the ball, like I love it. So just put me in space. I know I can make somebody miss, and being able to like get involved in the pass game, you can't really key in on just the run, or if we can spread things out and condense a look and just be more, just have more tools. Like I really like being involved in the pass game a lot.
Travis, from your standpoint in the secondary, what are some of the key areas you guys want to focus on and get ready for Liberty this week?
This week, as we play in Liberty, we want to eliminate the explosive plays, eliminate their read option, but most likely eliminate the explosive. Don't let Liberty beat us over the top this week. Make them march the ball down the field, give our defense an opportunity, give our D-line an opportunity to make some plays, and we have a good game this week.
Cam, you've got a little bit more experience, a few more reps in college football. It seems a lot of teams take a big jump from game 1 to game 2. What are some of the areas that you're looking for this week to make a big jump on offense?
Like Coach Kelly said, I think we played really good up front last game, but I think this game we're gonna come out and dominate up front, and that'll be like one of our main goals, and just showing our dominance, I guess. Like, but yeah.
Other questions you guys, Matt?
Travis, just how important was it for this defense to kind of get off to a solid start, knowing you had a team like Liberty who can kind of hit you in multiple ways, has an experienced quarterback? Just how important was it to kind of have a good week last week?
That last week was very important for our defense. I think that gave us a little edge of knowing like what we have on defense for our first time playing together. Letting the guys trust into each other and trust to do your 111, like everybody on the same page. And as we come to the sideline and the coaches just coach us up, and like that, like Coach Kelly said, builds more confidence in the guys to keep going out there, to keep pushing for the offense and keep pushing for the special teams. Just keep pushing for everybody around you and just be a better football team. So the defense, like, they're really built on just keep pushing for each other, and we're going to live to fight another down. Wherever the ball is spotted, we're going to play the next play.
Cam, you looked really comfortable catching passes. Is that kind of always been part of your game?
Yeah, so when I was a freshman in high school, I played the F, or basically an A, so I was running routes. But that was just because we had an older back at the time, and I was doing whatever I could to get on the field. So if I needed to put that in part of my game, I was ready to do that. So yeah, I'll say I've been pretty comfortable like catching the ball.
Also, from working in practice, you saw the package with Caden. What were some of your thoughts about how well it worked out?
Well, I know Caden could run the ball like really well, so putting him in and then allowing me to be like to draw the attention like in a different way. So I know he could be a guy with speed, get around the edge, and make somebody miss too. So like it was just in my head, I seen an explosive play ready to happen.
Any others? Travis, you guys had to face 2 long drives of 10+ plays, and you were able to force punts on those.
the mentality like in the secondary is just eliminate explosive. But if the ball is wherever the ball is spotted, make sure we get them off the field. Like get off the field. That's the mentality of our defense. If the ball is spotted, get off the field. Like we don't care if it be spotted on our 1 yard line or just spotted on their 10 yard line. We just trying to get off the field and just give our offense an opportunity to score.